Hi, New York Gear Up. My name is Rebecca Wilson, and I am an events facilitator with Epiphany Blue. I've worked as a teacher for over 10 years, and I've helped dozens of young people, such as yourselves, get ready for the job market. Today, I'm going to be showing you all my top 5 tips for a winning resume. Tip number 1, keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Your resume should be no longer than 1 page, or maybe 2. Did you know that potential employers and job recruiters go through hundreds of resumes a day? They don't have enough time or energy to pick up a mini book and leaf through it. It takes about 1 minute for them to look at the resume. So they'll either put it in either the maybe, yes, or no pile, depending on how easy it is to read and navigate. Some of them might end up putting it in the no pile if you have it for too long, so help them to help you. Make an outline of your resume if you want to figure out whether or not you want to put certain things in your resume. So organize your resume into easy to understand sections so that the job recruiter can see what you've done, what skill sets you have, and all of those kind of things. So these sections might include your job history, your career goals, your schools, and your awards or certifications. With your job history, just start with the most recent or current position and then go as far back as you can. Then just choose to include which job experiences, awards, or certifications are the most relevant to the job you're applying for. Make your resume easy to read. So this means choosing a legible font and size. So if you want to go for a size, try and aim for a 10 to 12 point font. If you want to go for a regular font, try and go for Times New Roman or Helvetica. Use simple formatting and avoid over-the-top or fancy fonts or designs. Make sure you have concise and clear language when describing your skill sets and your job history. You should be able to read your resume out loud without feeling confused. If you're still feeling stuck, look to samples online for help. So don't be afraid to go on job sites like Indeed or LinkedIn just to see how you can structure your professional resume. It can also help using a template online. Canva is a really good source, especially if you really need to know how to format your resume. Tip number 2, be honest. Do not lie. It's like that TikTok. How are they gonna know? They're gonna know. Okay? Don't lie and say that you can do a certain job or skill set just because you want to get hired. There might come a time where during the hiring process, you might end up getting called up to perform those certain skills, and if you're dishonest, your employers are not going to want to hire you, let alone work with you. Highlight the skill sets that you do have, though. Think about all those skills that you're naturally good at or that you've developed over time. Like, are you a great organizer? Do you have an eye for detail? Are you a great photographer? Or are you good at certain programs like Google or Windows? Really be sure to list that in your skills section of your resume. You never know what skills you have that might be helpful later on. But make sure those skills are relevant to the job you're applying for. A job recruiter for a retail position doesn't want to hear that you can do a backflip. I mean, that's cool and all, but not relevant. Next, have 2 or 3 true, reliable resources and references that you can use in your resume or your application. Don't fake it. And do not use immediate relatives or close friends, especially that one crazy friend that you know. I'm looking at you, you know who you are? Yeah? Instead, use mentors or past direct supervisors from your past jobs. Make sure that you have a good reputation and a really good rapport with them because it's important. Right? When a potential employer calls your references up, they can vouch for your good performance and your skill set. Tip number 3, include everything. Include a detailed list of your hard or soft job skills that you've developed. What do I mean by hard and soft skills? Great question. Hard skills are measurable and trainable skills that are specific to a job. So I'm talking about a working knowledge of social media, marketing, taking inventory if you're working in retail, coding if you're working in computer science, or IT skills. Soft skills include traits that can help you as an employee in a company. company. So we're talking about strong negotiation skills, collaboration, leadership skills, and problem solving. And it doesn't matter if you've gotten paid for some of those things or not. Really make sure that you just include all of your experience in your resume. I'm talking about babysitting, lawn mowing, taking care of the elderly. Just include that in your resume. If you have little or no job experience, it's okay. You can still show that you're a good employee, even if you don't have professional experience yet. Instead, focus on your academic career. Right? What clubs and organizations were you involved with in school? That includes high school and some of your college career. What volunteer opportunities were you a part of? Are you in a fraternity or a sorority? These are all important to include in your resume. This can show potential employers that you're developing the skills that are necessary to begin a career in the first place. You never know if an employer would be willing to take a chance on you if you leave those things out. Next, use reliable contact information. At the top of your resume, make sure you include all of your contact information. That means what city and state you're based in, a current telephone number, and a working professional email. Nowadays, you can also include a completed URL for a LinkedIn or an Indeed.com profile. Make sure all of your contact information is up to date and presentable, specifically for your email address. Do not use an address with a nickname or that does not include your given name or has too many numbers and letters. I'm looking at you, Juju265. Yes. That can be confusing, and it might turn off a potential employer. Tip number 4. Proofread, proofread, proofread. I cannot stress this enough. Please make sure you check for any spelling, punctuation, or grammatical errors. There is nothing that turns off a potential employer more than seeing a well-formatted resume and then they come across a misspelled word or a random comma somewhere. Sometimes it could be the very difference between you getting hired or not. If you've combed through it once, you don't see any errors, check again. Use proofreading apps like Spell Check or Grammarly that can help you out, and it can help you double check and go over any areas that you've missed. And lastly, for proofreading, check with a friend, mentor, teacher, or even somebody at your school's writing center. It doesn't hurt to have an extra pair of eyes on your resume. They can triple check your resume just to see if there's any mistakes. Grammarly and Spell Check are not foolproof. Say it with me. Grammarly and Spell Check are not foolproof. Having human eyes check your work is great practice for an HR or a hiring manager looking at your resume. So don't be afraid to ask for a friend. And my last and final tip, check your resume and send it out to the jobs that are right for you. Think about what you want your dream career to be. Write that down. Research which jobs can lead to your dream career and what skills you need to get there, right? The more focused that you are on your career goals and the more specific you are, the more likely you are to achieve them. Make sure you're customizing your resume to fit the job you're applying for. Having a one-size-fits-all resume is a huge turnoff for potential employers. It's just not going to cut it. If you are applying for jobs in different fields of work, make sure you tweak or fine-tune your resume so that the potential employer can know what you are looking for. A resume for a retail worker is not the same resume for a construction worker. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. Submit your resume for jobs that allow for a good work-life balance. So nowadays, especially after everything that's happened in the past few years, your mental health is more important now than ever. So really check in with yourself and determine which kind of jobs you can handle. Can you handle a traditional 40-hour work week? Do you thrive instead from a work-from-home environment? Or are you more suited for a part-time job with flexible hours? Really take stock and see if you're ready before you submit your completed resume for these jobs. So, I have with me An example that's available online, it's one of many templates that are available online for a well-formatted resume. So, and on this example, the name is at the top, followed by the current contact information, a summary of the applicant's career goals that is specific to the job, his job experiences that are relevant to the job that he's applying for, and it includes his duties and achievements spelled out concisely. There's his education, he's listed it there, and his list of his most proficient skills. I hope that my top 5 tips have helped you out. If you want to know more information about job careers and readiness, please click the link to our other videos. My name is Rebecca from Epiphany Blue. Thank you for watching and good luck.